your own wounds are being pointed out to you at the moment because that's part of that purification process. Hi, my name's Dee. Welcome to Sunchild Tarot and welcome to your new moon reading for February 2020. So that's the new moon in Pisces. Now, normally I'd be asking, what would we be beginning with the new moon energies? Listening to the astrologers, this time this new moon, it is incredibly transformative, as all new moons are. We're at the end of the passage for the zodiac. The new moon's going to start passing around the zodiac again next month. Actually in a few days, but you know what I mean. So I want to ask the question, how can we best utilize the new moon energies? Because it is as much about considering and planning beginning things as actually beginning things. And it's also about considering and planning how to end things, which makes sense with all the Capricorn energy we've got going around and will have for the rest of much of this year as well as last year. You can ask a question if you want, but bear in mind I am looking at how we can best utilize these energies. Now, the reading either is for you or it isn't. And the way that you know is if the past and the present don't fit, the future's not going to fit. It's not for you. But I do advise that you watch more than one anyway. You want to have a look at your sun, your moon, your rising, maybe your Venus placement, maybe your north node, whatever takes your fancy. Now, if you don't know what all of those are, your rising sign, your moon sign, etc., there's a link down below so that you can get yourself a free birth chart. And also there is a timestamp to get past all of this waffle because you've only got to listen to it the once. As a general reading rules apply. You know, roles can be reversed. I could be saying you're doing something and it's somebody around you that's doing something, or vice versa. Timing's hardly absolute because with all of these new moons, full moons, astrological aspects, they're like ripples in a pond. And some people will be hit by the ripple before other people are hit by the ripple. Other people don't necessarily get hit by that particular ripple. So it's timing is advisory. Of course, if you're led to this reading well out of season, well, that's when it's useful for you. So enough of my waffle. I think I've said everything that I need to. Let's bring up the cards. So Capricorn, it appears like events are coming to a head for you at the moment. I'll draw your attention to the oracle cards, lightning with power. The energy is gaining momentum for the waxing moon, so straight after the new moon. Harvest moon with fruition. Netsav, the right leg of the tree of life. Endurance. Great teacher, learn from spiritual experiences. And medicine guardian, be open to healing information. But interestingly, from the energy oracle, all tied up and deceit, reflected in the Seven of Swords in the how other people are affecting you position. Now, I feel like you're feeling like you're trying to please too many people at the moment. You're trying to deal with too many people. There's too many demands going on this particular Fool card. He's surrounded by an orbit of other cards, and they are all, let's put it where you can see it, they're all court cards. If I look really, really closely, I don't think the camera will focus that well. They're all the personalities out of the deck, and the Fool is carefully balancing when there is not enough time, but at the threshold of a new world, but the changes that are required to enter into that new world will hurt, and you are well aware of this, but it is something that is well in operation already with the energy is in gaining momentum, and you've recently had the chance, or you are having the chance to almost level up into a whole new going from where you was like an expert in something to being a student in something else, even though the being the student is a step up from being the expert. Um, but you've been going through a period of purification. You've already experienced the harvest from this. You've been moving forward at a fair enough pace, but not quite as fast as you could have been going, and that there is some news that is going to come your way, or sorry, did come your way, that spurred this entire process along. But at first you really wasn't quite sure where you was going, because it was more important to strip everything away. But your own wounds are being pointed out to you at the moment because that's part of that purification process. But you have a stable foundation, stable support around you to go through this healing process. Because, yeah, it's the Three of Swords, you know, doom, gloom, pain, pain, more pain, heartbreak and pain. But as a portal, as almost stepping through for an initiation, where an initiation always hurts. But where you end up by following this road, and at the moment you're following that road into the darkness because you don't know where you're going, but you slightly don't know where you're going because somebody's not being entirely honest with you. There is that whole, you'll find it difficult to move forward because of some deceit or some lies or some misapprehension that you have been purposefully given. Bear in mind, this reading is not for everybody. It either makes sense or it doesn't. So don't go looking for it if it's not there. But if you suspect it's there, then this reading is probably for you. But what is challenging you at the moment is two authority figures, an authority figure who's got control of the resources and is trying to shape the dreams and the emotions that you are feeling at the moment. So if there is that element of someone manipulating you or someone manipulating your circumstance so that you only have a smaller number of choices than what you aimed for, then reject that authority. Reject that. Find a way around it. One way or another, find a way around it, because you are in that space of purification at the moment. It is a time where you need to listen to your wisdom. You need to know what you have learned already in the past. And let's face it, in a similar situation in the past, you have always ended up looked after. Now you will be looked after, I mean, in terms of by spirit, not by like a sugar daddy or something, but you are looked after in spades, but you have to bring these hurts, these wounds, these pains to the surface for you to be rebirthed, declare victory, and actually go, you know, you're telling me that I should be doing this and I should be doing that and I should be doing the other, and I've got my own idea, thank you very much. Because there will be conflict with this, but have faith, because there is, if as long as you are reacting to things that you have learned, that you know the things that you have been taught from sources that you trust, and things that you have learned from your own experience as well to a great extent, but mainly here I'm seeing external. I'm seeing that your intuition is going, read this book, look at that, do this. So that will lead you onto new shores, and it will lead you fast, but you're going there on your own. You're going there on your own in an effort to find your own light. Now, whether that means that you're going there on your own, or whether that means that you're simply doing it all on your own, this is your journey, and whoever these kings are ain't going to be included, involved, manipulating it, because you have a victory that you can build on, and that victory that that you are having or that you have recently had is the one that will define, okay, I know my next foot forward. I know where I should be heading now, and I can go through that portal. People will make it perfectly clear to you who they are, and there may be something that you need to cut out, or someone that you need to cut out. But I've got a funny feeling that they will cut themselves out when you are not reacting to their manipulations, their I hold the purse strings, I shape the way this dream is going. Yeah, they do shape the way their own dream is going, but you don't have to be going along on their own dream, do you? The energy is gaining momentum, as I say, and you are wandering off to new shores because the Chariot in the final outcome card and the Six of Swords in your what's coming to you. So there's definite movement. I mean, you're concerned that it's going to be a constant battle and all you're going to be doing is trying to balance your responsibilities with somebody else's wants, needs, and desires. I wouldn't bother with that. You don't need to carry their wants, needs, and desires. You don't need to be fulfilling their you don't need to be fulfilling their sort of will, for want of a better, their instructions, their demands, their needs, their wants. No, you're forging ahead your own path. And yes, I would imagine there is, with this King of Swords here above the Three of Swords, there's an element of separation. There's an element of separation that all of a sudden you are without your kings. So, it's like, oh, what do I do now? But you're going to be fine. The energy is gaining momentum. Lightning will strike. Just keep going. With the Hierophant here, I want to say, keep the faith. Keep strong. You've been given, through your recent victory, faith in something. That's the way you want to be heading forward. Because on the bottom of the deck, I didn't even notice. On the bottom of the decks, we have the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Cups. So there's happy coming for you. I don't need to clarify anything here at all. This is a wonderful reading, but you've got to do the work. You've got to feel the pain. You're feeling the pain at the moment, but there's more, but not a lot more. And there might be the same amount of pain, but in a different thing. And then a different thing after that. And then a different thing after that, while you are in this process of purification, of getting rid of stuff that you don't need to be carrying, because you can be a kid again on something that you are an expert in, something that you have been listening to your lessons and striving forward in, your own dream. Okay, so if this means anything to you, Capricorn, and I hope so, because it's a really nice reading, comment down below. Please press subscribe while you're there, and a like and a share doesn't harm either. Although I never tend to share tarot readings, so yeah, just to subscribe and like, that'll be fine. Now, your next reading will be your waxing moon. After that, or maybe even before that, but probably after, I intend to do a series on Mars ingress, your own sign, Mars coming into Capricorn. That's a 6-week period. And after Mars has just had its crossing the galactic center, that's the new Martian energy expressing itself next to Saturn, next to Pluto, next to Jupiter. So South Node is in there as well, I think. So yeah, quite a lot going on. All right. I hope this means something for you. Keep the faith, keep going it. Yeah, it will sting a little. That's fine. Cheers.